They should have. Well, in you will, this Badet's son know how to guitar, so they can do that. In this current in the daughter of Brad Luke, the guitar. They still got when GA. It depends if you make a not so they end up with renting maybe one I think somewhere where they hear
everybody. I start with especially song like from music. Not only that you try to
you can blend that.
We can blend with them, but few of you here. Anyway, let's do it.
Don't get near so that she will not drag you out of
plan or structure. The worship, after the worship is the closing worship. But the talk is somebody else from outside.
It can be like
somebody else from outside. So we cannot do that outside because everybody has to be on the same page. Until someone from the governance or something or whether
2 minutes or someone better now.
Because if I'm giving the talk, I don't think too much. I cannot do it every month. You get more.
One more minute from group 2, bro. Please give it.
I can say no or yes.
I think, bro, we can start
This week.
providing.
Before, not only here, even in Bangladesh. They don't know CS. They just know CS. They are giving on top of it. They will give it on the least perspective, not as a couple or a married couple. They are talking, not sharing. It's what we share. Like this couple has to do like so here was
Bro, bro, back to back.
One thing we can do, we're doing wives and priests and nuns to give us like pastoral talk.
yeah, pastoral talk is okay. Something relating to.
So who's gonna read? Besides someone to read? Okay, so group 1, you want to start? Yeah!
Catholics there.
Because we have a format and we have given us like we are to give God who is Jesus Christ and he totally gave out of the life. So he gave his own way of he didn't even go to the presentation. We already have the presentation.
They do that.
So yeah, we just pursuing. Listens to it very well and follow it. Otherwise, you should be ready to whatever you say.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you should fall under the covenant. Yes, you have the GP. You can buy the GP. There's the number or the cluster. Good, yeah?
Palit, palit. Ikaw, palit, palit, palit.
I see.
You never know, bro.
Yeah, it's the MER 1 and 2.
And to the next level.
Yeah, level up.
We need more household.
Pakisarap tayo, okay? Okay, okay, gulong natin. Group 1. Group 1. Let's go!
Group 1, our scenario is Robic is a household leader. When he gives exhortation, he's taught go around in circle because he does not have a central point. Why do you think this brother is doing this? Our group say maybe Brother Big is lack of preparation or distraction to his surroundings, or there's a personal issues like domestic issues, fight at home, and they lack of prayers. They did not pray over him before he start, and lack of time preparation on the spot. They told to him he's doing now. And self-consciousness, not or opposite of that is overconfidence. And and self-consciousness and those of thought that people will humiliate him or criticize him. Yeah. And on the other questions, what is the impact of kind of extortions? The assembly will don't have a spirit upon them. They cannot connect to the spirit of to God. Then people will have negative thoughts on him or bad impressions, and people becomes source of sin, and like criticizing him. People will instead of they have attached to Jesus, it becomes starts of sins, and he will feel embarrassed. And one of the example of Brother Nash is one of our brother's new household leaders asked him on the spot then to worship. Then at the end, he rattled or he keep it repeatedly. The people he been humiliated, and he cries. He feel upset and leave the group of CLC. And that's so.
Do you agree with that? Everything there. Or you want to add something? Thank you, brother. You want to add something to that? That kind of exhortation? You want to add anything? What's the impact, you think, of that kind of exhortation if you're the one listening to? Everyone will be lost. Everyone will be lost. So why do you think that brother is doing that? Because it's a problem, but why do you think the brother is doing that? There's a reason, di ba? Sabi mo na po, there's may mga problema sa bahay. And if you're not ready, that's why it's important that there's training. To put someone on the spot, it's so hard. You have to go through, as a household, maybe even start with yung prayer over meals. It's hard sometimes sa mga tatay na magdasal sa mga meals. It's hard kasi diba, dapat if it's your household, you're the one leading the prayer before meals. Even as simple as that, just to empower the head of the family to do prayers. And start with your kids. It really helped me a lot when I started the ministry. I think I went over there. I think I showed to bro a big hapon. And when I did, I started the ministry. I took the any steps. We do tour, worship songs. Kasi may mga bata, we do sharing. But that's how it started for me. But I think, I'm not sure if it helped the kids, but for me, it helped me really to be able to. It's so hard to speak about God, but to speak about anything else. Bro, Bobby was sharing in his job, he can be so confident talking about engineering stuff. But talking about God, diba, you get anxious and scared. It is something that says right, but it's for us to understand that we're here all for God. No one's gonna criticize us if we talk about God. And we're here to help build each other up, not to put anyone down. So, but I think the most important thing that I learned from what you said was preparation. You really have to prepare yourself, but if you need help, ask for the help of the leaders for the sermon. Thank you, bro. Sino gusto niyong hamunin? Sino sunod? You can choose, group one. Si Mano. Para tapos na. Alright, for the group two. Wala ngayon. Kailang winter. So this is our topic. Bro Manny is a household head. He always repeats the same exhortation, so most of the times it is not relevant, appropriate to the topic of the household meeting. So this is the question. Why do you think this brother is doing this? So we come up to this idea. So probably this brother is his first leading the worship or exhortation, and he's not prepared. Doing this household meeting, and also probably it's the last minute that he managed to check or to have this household meeting that it's like 11th hour, and he didn't get the gist of the topic, and especially the any steps. Usually we use any steps for the lower household, or not aware of the topic, but usually it's so unsurprising if you're doing the household and you're not aware of the topic. Probably also communication or interaction. Sometimes you just prepared it, but then during the actual exhortation, you just turn blank, and this probably topic is just like his comfort topic, that he's just going back again to the topic and he can get away with it. He just can't follow the topic of that particular day. So what's the impact of this exhortation? It's almost the same as the group one. So because of this irrelevant or inappropriate topic, this unable to relay the topic or reflection of the reading for the day. So there will be loss of trust to the household head or loss of interest. You might be lukewarm or
cold, the members might be lukewarm or cold, and hopefully it will not happen to our household members. It will also create confusion in them or misleading, because why the topic is not really the topic for the day, because most of our members now also got their own in his steps in the book. So then sometimes they're also prepared, sometimes they're prepared more than the household head. Yeah, so we have household members who are really good. And it also creates negative impression. Sometimes you just create the household member to quit, to have these evil things in them that, household ka pa naman, tapos you cannot, you cannot do what is discerned for you to do. It will be uninspiring. So probably the end result will be, what am I here for then if even my household cannot do this to me? And you should be an inspiring leader to lead your flock. And if you're not doing that simple as that, probably most of the members will just be going out or lie low, lay low, whatever. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think we laugh at it, but it's very true, yeah? Meron, wala pa. Kasi it's hard for the member to look forward to what some household is something. You know what's nice at the end of the household? Pag magsabi members, what's the next household? It meant that you planted something in their hearts. And for them to magsabi na, if they think about those things, it's so hard to get the message across. Kasi we have all the excuses, pagod tayo, galit sa work, everything, but we're there for a reason, that's to pass to nourish our household. And I think if you can, as a household member, if it happens to you, sa di mangyari, open that to the household head, one-to-one. I think they'd be more than happy to listen, na makinig sa whatever you want to say. It's hard for sure, but if it's done in the spirit of brotherhood naman, napakahirap to point out. I think my wife knows about that. I've done that I think 2 or 3 times the past 4 or 5 months now. I have to ask her kung tama ba yung gagawin ko na to talk to the brother. Not to say that he's wrong, but I want to say my opinion about what's been going on. Napakahirap kasi as a brother, we respect each other, but I'm not talking as a brotherly correction, what's a pastoral information? That's how it should be done. But if you have a concern with this brother, go to him straight and don't talk to someone else. Kasi that's how it's best addressed. Pag meron ka mga hinanayon, especially sa household, ulit yung exhortation, yung topic, you have to talk straight to that person, and moving forward, it will be for the benefit of the whole household. But if you're household head, please be mindful of that. Be sensitive sa need ng mga members, because you would know that how they would respond to the household for that day. But anything with Bro Manny? You want to add? Or even if it happens to you and you think you're not growing, maybe talk to the unit head, like your household head, and maybe ask for his concern. Maybe someone else who not in the household, wala din siya naging concern for the group. Ayaw nila? Short notice? Just to read.
Go, Brother Frank. Go, Brother Frank. Go around.
Okay, for me, I experienced in Frank's experience in his household. Our question is, why do you think this brother is doing this? So, as based on my experience, there's a time that during the General Assembly, chose me to do the afternoon worship. And of course, obviously there's a lack of preparation for that. And during that afternoon worship, I started introducing because some brothers helped me and encouraged me to just first start say hi to them, and of course try to share your background a little bit, and of course that's from the gospel. So it's very helped to build up my confidence because I know my brothers is helping me to do the right things, but it ended up didn't like that. Introduce quite takes time, and during my prayers, of course, I ended up to connecting too much to my prayers, and I didn't realize when I opened my eyes that the music means waiting. so it ended up that that there's no connection from me, the worship leader, and the music means. So that's on my experience, and the rest of our brothers. Gonna tell about Frank.
Thank you, Brother Frank. Yes, so the question here is that Brother Frank is doing, when he gives an exhortation, it becomes too long and it sounds like he's giving a talk. So perhaps for this, maybe Brother Frank is having like a training on the structure formation on to give an exhortation. And perhaps maybe he is carried away by his one thought of idea and then get distracted and then have another thought of idea that he thought it might be useful to share. And also it may be that his natural kind of like a person who is chatty and he likes to speak in front, that kind of thing. So that maybe is perhaps.
Okay, quick one. I'm going to answer the second one. What's the impact? So the impact is two perspectives. So it's a general, congregation. It could, of course, it can be distracting and confusing. But to those ones who have attended the training, it could cause distraction to them as well. Like all they do in their head is criticize that person. So in effect, you're losing your, you get offended by them, you get distracted because of that. And the impact on that person is that if he doesn't get training, or if he wasn't made aware that he's doing that, he's gonna continue doing that, doing it wrongly. So yun lang.
Yeah, I think we all are in the same understanding of what is happening. For me, what I understand is this brother, if he has given a responsibility, has he been trained? So it's a responsibility of that chapter head or whoever is giving him that. Has he been given the guidelines, to properly execute what he's supposed to do? So that's why he's kind of lost, and he doesn't know. He's trying to connect everything, but he's not actually connecting to the members or to the audience. That's what I understand.
For me po, I second the motion.
Very well said.
Just to add on the impact, it's also for the audience, probably sometimes disinteresting, and people will lose their hypes or interest to listen anymore because it's kind of like not into the exhortation structure or not into the topic.
Thank you. Siguro for us, just pass it on. If ever meron kayong natutunan ngayon, please pass it on to the household members or household leaders. Because it's important that, sabi nyo you're here, we learned something here, so pass it on para yung empowerment. But do it slowly kasi makita ang mga tao, meron iba na they take it quickly, but they take time. Like when I called brother kanina, what's your name, bro? Brother Jed, yeah. Parang I can feel that you're not ready, but so sometimes people can be like that, but parang it's not for them to be done it straight away. So you know that they need help, they need training, and I know bro, you're in good hands here with people here around you, will be helping you out. So in that time, brother, they can be ready. So just share what you learned today, because I know maraming ano eh. If you see something that is done differently from what we're talking about, please approach the person straight away. As a brother, not as a household, but one-to-one after. I think it's best done it that way. But it can be embarrassing. Although if you're very open as a group, you can talk about that. It's okay. But
Or I think what we do in our chat is we can use, for example, the HLT is important where we discuss this kind of topics. And I think it's important for household heads to also to know that and make that as your household topic. Like how do you as CFC worship? I think that is good information for them so they will be aware and ready.
Yeah, for me, through my own experience, what I understand is nobody is born a speaker or a leader or something. For me, to my experience, when I was told to be a household head, I first started practicing in my own family. So I started, usually it's my wife who used to do the leading of prayers and all. So I started taking the responsibility of leading the prayers. That was my ground for practice at home, which eventually gave me the confidence to be in public. Yeah.
I think one thing that also encouraged me to talk to this brother, because he's higher service than me. Because way back before, I always remember, he always says, brothers, also namin ba, sabi niya, if you see something that is wrong with what I've done, talk to me straight. So coming from you as a household head, you assure the members that you can talk to me. But when nakita ka man sa akin, sabi mo sa akin, so para at least you're aware na, no, it's not bad to let him know, because it's coming from him. So coming, I think, from a household head or in a higher position, let your members know that if they see something that is not good from what you're doing, or that's not really in accordance to what you should be doing, then talk to him. That's if it helps. So be open to that if you're household head. Pero pag sabihan ka, take it positively. Better take it positively. Bro?
Brothers and sisters, we do have Brother Donald as a household head, and he likes to get straight to the point, so he does not give an exhortation. So why do you think this brother is doing? We think Brother Donald may have missed out on the training and workshop that Brother Istung is doing. So also possibly lack of preparation, and also maybe he's just spiritually not mature yet. Lack of wisdom and knowledge, as we all know, and in our CFC we have got a covenant, live a prayerful life every 15 minutes, something like pray and read the Bible. Maybe he's missed out on that one, and so that's why he's lacking the wisdom that he needs. And maybe he's just naturally rushing because he wanted to go, he needed to do a bank shift after the chapter assembly, and or maybe he just lacks the commitment. And I'm sure there can be a lot of reasons. So what's the impact of this kind of exhortation? As we all know, brothers and sisters, so we are all here because we are trying to feel something, we're longing for something, to feel that something. And if we come across this kind of worship leader, so it kind of defeats the whole purpose of uplifting the members spiritually. So in a sense, we will not receive, they will not, or I will not receive spiritual nourishment if I'm on this assembly, and especially for newcomer, and like I said, we are all here looking for spiritual nourishment, and if they fail to receive that in the long term, they will be disinterested, and they might seek go somewhere else, Kibuloy, CCF, because like I said, if they're not getting that spiritual nourishment that they wanted, then they would seek somewhere else. I think that's it.
brothers, we are tasked to do that. We are supposed to be God's vessels to bring it across to our brethren. So, thank you sa lahat. Anything you want to add to Bro Donald? Bubukang siya. So, mga bro, do you think these are real problems? Of course, yeah. Without naming names, these are all like real problems. But can you relate?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yes? Yes. But can we help these brothers build effective exhortations?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically that's what we're trying to do, and hopefully we can build on that. You know, when someone asks you to do the exhortation, just think of these two things. Have the right mindset, knowing the why. Can you see this? Why we exhort and who we worship. Try to have that mindset of why do we exhort and who do we worship. And after that, you can go to working on the right skill set. So what to look out for and how to deliver. It all starts here. Don't go straight here, because most of the time we go straight here, right? We always think about what we can do, how to prepare stuff, and all the skill set part. Really, we should have the right mindset first. Pray for that. Why do we exhort and who do we worship? So really, having the right mindset means we have to define what exhortation is and who do we worship. So what's the focus of our worship? Let's have this right mindset straight away when we're asked to lead the worship. So why we exhort, like what I said a while ago, it means to strongly encourage someone or the assembly to do something. It's an Oxford, not from me. And also to incite by argument or advice, or to urge strongly. Or like what I said, to instruct. It's very clear that it's a 5-minute message given before the worship starts to encourage people to worship. So really it's to encourage people to worship, not to preach to them, not to give a talk. And of course it's a 5-minute message, so if you don't give anything, it means you don't, like Brother Donald, diba? So just be mindful of this. Why do we exhort? So if you have that right mindset about why, then you go to the who. Also about this, the reason to worship. Kanina I was saying, if you can come early, if you're the household, if you're the worship leader, if you come early, then so you can align the mood of the worshipers with the main message of the gathering. You don't have to touch the topic, but at least you can align into the message of the gathering. Like today we're doing the MER in Manchester, so it's really important. I have to remind the worship leaders to really focus on what's the message of the marriage retreat. It's rebuilding the married life of the couples, enriching their relationships. So who do we worship? Of course, again, we have to remind them, always God, and never ourselves, and never anything else. Because we can get trapped in that sometimes. Gusto natin to deliver the best that we can, but it might be about ourselves already if we do that. We seek for appreciation, we make it so perfect, but it should be nothing about perfection, but it should be always about how God's presence will be felt in the assembly. Having that right mindset always, it's always about how I can bring these brothers of mine, sisters of mine to God's presence. So that's having the right mindset. Please focus on that the whole time. Why we worship and who we worship. And hopefully after that, we can go to the right skill set. So what do we look out for? And how do we deliver? So see, that's the last part. Normally I think for us, we do it the other way. We don't even praise first. We pray last. It's Lord, sana I can do it well, but we do first on this delivery part. So look out for, what do we look out for? The event. Like now, thank you, Bro Nick, that you've touched so much about what the day is going to be about. So worship, so what's the topic? And also what portion of the event it is for Bro Roy. So afternoon worship, where's Bro Roy? As left, no? Leave the group. So, you talk about after that. Of course, we just came from lunch. You have to consider us being sleepy and tired. So you lifted us all up, and that's thank you for that. So we have to know what the event is and what part of the event it is. Who's leading about the praise fest? Bro, yeah. So the purpose of the event is it to introduce when we have the evangelization rally. So is it to celebrate? I think the Marian conference is a celebration next month about Mary's goodness. Or is it time to reflect? In the household, you can do all of this. You can practice all of this, and also the state of the worshippers.